Hello, fellow board gamers. My name is Marcel. You know me as your Herr der Spiele. And again, I have a very good friend of mine, a special guest here on my channel. Thank you, Jason St. Just, the designer of 1793 Patriots and Traitors.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, it's so nice to speak to you again. You are fine, Jason.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
A little bit busy
Yeah,
lately, but the usual stuff.
of course.
It's good to be busy.
Yeah, but things do evolve, yeah, and there are a lot of news concerning 1793. The pledge manager is open. You can join.
Yes, the late pledge is open. We're now on 73,000. We ended in 53,000, I guess, and now we're already on 73,000. So it's going nicely. So.
And personally, I think there are people interested on the fence probably who are interested into mechanics. And one of the core mechanics I was already thinking about is the coup d'etat. Because the coup d'etat it's a mechanic that has the opportunity to change the way the game runs. Because, of course, it's a confrontative game. Everybody wants to win. But there are situations where somebody takes the lead, and personally, I think the coup d'état could be an opportunity to hold him back, to have a catch-up mechanism on the rest. Don't you think so?
Well, actually, the coup d'état is also like my law card extension of the authority of the committees when you can get all the power. The coup d'état is actually what I call the icing on the cake. It's like it finishes it. It's a way to get rid of a whole bunch of influence in one big scoop.
Yeah.
Just get them all to the guillotine. And historically, it's correct also because we have the coup of 9 Thermidor, for instance, when Robespierre was executed together with his companion Saint-Just Couthon, and also the purge of the Girondins in June 1793 and Prairial in 1795. So there were a whole bunch of coup d'etat where poor politicians, because I think people don't understand how difficult it was to be a politician in those days. It was a fear of life and death. Actually, it was terrible. In any case, it's a way to get rid of them in one big scoop. So it's historically correct. So I had to add that to the game also.
So you talked about the Girondins, which are in your game the moderates.
Yeah.
Do you think we can set up a special situation in the game where we have a majority of moderates and probably we see how the coup d'etat works?
That's good. And which ones are you going to play?
We talked a few weeks ago, and of course, for me, the ultra radicals would be very, very interesting.
Okay, I'll play the Jacobins then. It's a good combination. I love Robespierre, so
Okay.
let's go for the blue.
Yeah. So
The
let's
Jacobins,
start.
you'll play the ultra radicals. Sounds good.
Cool.
Let's go for it. I'll set something up. Okay, so this is a way that I can show how a coup d'etat is done. So, as we can see here at this moment, we can see that the green ones, so the moderates, or the turquoise actually, they have the majority in the government, as you can see, but they also have the entire board actually under their control. So it's very difficult for us to be able to gain the power. As you can see, they also have some special cards here. They have Charles Dumouriez, they have Pierre Vergniaud, which also give them certain benefits. So I don't like that.
Me neither.
And what's that?
Me neither.
I'm sure you won't like that either. But as you can see, you have power in the faubourg. You can see we have how many green ones we have there.
None.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Mm.
So when there's a coup d'etat, all your cubes there are times 2. As you can see here on the faubourg.
Yeah.
You can see it on here. So in total, you have 8 here. So whose turn is it now? You can see the majority in the National Convention. Those are the Greens. It's their turn. They have done their turn. So now it's my turn. So we're going clockwise. So now it's my turn. I'm the blue here.
Yes.
I'm the blue here. Go. The Jacobins. I'm the radicals. And I want to make sure that I have the most influence, as you can see, the most influence in the provinces, the Caserne, the Champ de Mars area, and the Convention Nationale by the end of the 21st game rounds. I can also grant myself a 3-point bonus if King Louis has been sent to the Place de la Révolution. So if he's been guillotined. How about you, Marcel? What are your objectives when the Feuillant or Girondin player has lost a total of 15 or more influence to either the Conciergerie area or Place de la Révolution area? So if they've been guillotined, then the game will end immediately. But of course, you can also win the game after the 21st game round if you manage to have the most in the provinces, in the Champ de Mars and the Convention Nationale area.
So as far as I understood, I am also interested to get the moderates away from the board. Let's kill them all.
Let's do. That's what we're just gonna do. So it's my turn now, and what am I gonna do? Because after the moderates are probably thinking, oh, I missed something here. But I've been paying attention, and the moment, what are the prerequisites to start a coup d'etat? Is you need the convention needs to be full. As you can see, we have the convention full.
Yeah.
I'll zoom in a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have the convention, which needs to be full. We have the faubourg, which needs to be full, which is also filled. The Notre Dame needs to be filled. And the Champ de Mars needs to be filled. So at the start of my turn, I can say, hey, I'm going to do a coup d'etat. So what happens at this moment? The game round immediately ends. And I get to choose a target. And of course, who am I going to target? I'm going to choose one certain person who is in the Convention Nationale. And of course, those are the moderates because they have the most influence here in the Convention Nationale. So I'm going to try to purge them from the government and from Paris, actually. So at this moment, the game round ends. And the other players, the yellow and the red, so the conservatives, here they are, the conservatives, the Feuillant, and you, Marcel, as the Cordelier, you can say you're going to stay neutral or you're going to choose one party.
Okay, I will definitely choose a party because it's my goal to keep them, to eradicate them.
So you're going to join my side?
Yes.
I was hoping you would do that because otherwise it would be very difficult for me to win. But we've been talking during the game, so
yeah, the radicals and the ultra radicals have to join forces, I think.
Yes. The yellow ones, they're going to play on safe, and they don't like the green ones that much, the Girondins either that much. So they're going to stay neutral. So that puts the moderates in a very bad position. So we'll see who's going to win this coup d'etat. So what are we going to do? We're going to count the influence in the National Convention. So we're going to start with the moderates. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The influence in the Caserne, so in the barracks, here. So we have 5 and they have 3 there. So that's 8 support that they have. Then the number of currencies is also a +1. Nobody has any currency. See, those are the currencies here.
Where are they?
They're
up there. Okay.
Yeah. The press tokens or the street thugs. So the green one doesn't have anything, so we're stuck with 8. And then each influence in the faubourg, so here, that counts for 2. But you can see the moderates don't have any cubes there, so it still stays at 8. Then if the law La Marseillaise has been activated, then each general in the Paris province is worth 5 points. Let's see if we have a general in the Paris province. We do have a general, and that's General Jourdan. But that's the one I have, as you can see.
Yeah.
I did something wrong here.
Yeah, it was just the command line, yeah.
There.
Never
So I
mind.
have that's so it still stays at 8. Then what else counts? Then all the activated leaders in their hands are worth or in their possession. So even in their hands, but they're also activated, they count for 5.
Each of them.
So yeah. So
Okay.
we have 8, and now he has 2 other ones. So that means he has 18. So that's the final score for the moderates. They have 18, which is still a very good score.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to count. So how much do we have? We have 1 in the National Convention.
Yeah.
We have 1 in the Faubourg, which makes it 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to add you to it 2.
It's 8.
So that's plus 2 is 10.
Oh, stop.
Then we have
minus 8.
Yeah.
Minus 8.
Yeah, yours is 8 plus
Okay.
mine.
It's
Here,
10.
this one and this one is, we have a total of 10. You're with me?
Yeah. Plus the 2 on the Kaserne.
Plus the 2 on the Kaserne is 12.
And then the leaders.
Plus other. What's that?
The leaders now?
Now the leaders. So you have 15. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17. And then we have my leaders, 17 plus 5 is 17 plus 5 is 22. So that's the score. Now, I wouldn't count the generals, because if La Marseillaise, this general would be worth 5 points, but La Marseillaise has not been, this is a law. So then the general would have been 5-2, but it doesn't count at this moment. So what happens? The moderates, they have 18 and we have 22 together. So we won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what happens? All the influence of the moderates, they immediately go to the guillotine.
Wow.
So that's it's a bloodletting, as we call it.
It's so many that the guillotine is shaking already.
Yeah, too much work.
Yeah.
But also their leader cards are also sent to the guillotine.
That really hurts.
Bye-bye.
That hurts.
Yeah. So you might say, well, this is very, very, this is a bloodletting, but you can see he's still the moderates, the Girondins, they still have 12 cubes, influence cubes, plus the ones that are lying here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And you're still actually very early in the game. So they still have a time to gain the initiative and to get revenge on us. Mm-hmm. Because what's going to happen now, you can see all these areas are full now. Yeah. So what we are going to do now is in the next couple of turns, we're going to try to fill them up, of course. And then somebody else is going to be getting the advantage, is going to become stronger. And then we get another coup d'etat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and that in that moment, the moderates will be able to get their revenge, of course.
Great.
What else? What else do we have? What I have to be careful for now is there's, if I counted correctly, we have 12 moderates in the under the guillotine now.
Yeah.
So that means you still need to get 3 moderates there, or either in the conciergerie or
Yeah.
here.
Then the game will end immediately.
The game will end immediately. So by working together with you, I actually played a dangerous game, Marcel.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna have to make sure that you don't gain too much power now at this moment.
Yeah. But 3 more cubes and I would have won now.
And you would have won, yeah.
Wow. So it was a good decision for me to join forces.
Certainly. But now obviously as a player, I would have thought also, I got to watch out for the red nut, of course, because if they manage to gain too much power in the convention, the reds are going to win. So you see how the game changes now at this moment. Okay, we got rid of the moderates.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to watch out for you, and you're gonna have to watch out for me, because you know that I'm gonna be careful for you. So
Yeah.
now the entire how should I say, the feeling of the game, the atmosphere will change.
Yeah.
And you know who's gonna be laughing now at this moment?
Now?
Now the moderates are gonna try to exploit the opposition between you and me.
Make sure you have the most influence in the provinces, but they lost all influence. They will have a hard time now, the moderates, won't they?
Actually not, because if they manage to get the game till the 21st round,
Yeah.
all they can do is they can just keep on adding cubes here in the provinces, because those are one of the objectives to win the game, of course. Huh? And if you and I are fighting here, then of course the moderates, I'm going to want the moderates on my side. But the chances are they probably won't want to be my friends, of course.
Yeah, great. Okay. So,
yeah.
Yeah, from my perspective, the coup d'etat is very easy to play, but the impact is really hard. It's striking, and I always call it a self-balance or a catch-up mechanism in the game, because there was a player, the moderates, who seemed to be in the lead, and nobody could hold them back. But if you join forces, work together, people have to watch how the board changes, and you can stop him from winning.
Yeah. So what the moderates should have kept an eye on that to start off with. So they made a mistake anyhow, because what they could have done is try to pass the law levé en masse, for instance. Then the Champ de Mars would have come on the board, and that would have ensured that the Kazerne wasn't filled, because the Kazerne, together with the Champ de Mars, they're the same, actually, you know? So then that would have given an extra 5 cubes to fill. Or what the moderates could have done is they could have taken some away with some certain laws and sent you to the conciergerie, or send me to the conciergerie.
So that
So
could,
what the
could
moderates
have happened. Yeah.
The moderates didn't keep their eyes open. That's the problem.
But
in this case.
But that sounds really great. If you he didn't lose, but if you lose the game because you did some mistakes, that's a good feeling from my perspective. If you lost the game because of bad luck, that would be not so nice. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier during the intro, this is something what I like in games is emotions.
Yeah.
So the green one's not gonna be happy. He's gonna be maybe he's gonna be mad. But he should have kept an eye out on what was happening.
Great. Okay. So this was the coup d'etat.
That was a coup d'etat.
So let's talk a bit more about emotions and the final thoughts.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you, Jason, for this insight in the game, which was one of the, from my perspective, a core mechanism of the game, the coup d'etat, because, I did not experience a whole playthrough up to now, but I will talk first and then I will hand over the word to you. For me, it felt a bit like game changing. Of course, we are early in the game and the moderates are not out of the game. Definitely not. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I had the impression that they were so strongly in the lead that we needed to join forces. And in the following, probably, alliances will shift. And you will leave me as I'm now the leading player. And when I'm talking about board games, I always think there has to be some kind of catch-up mechanism where we can catch the leading or the player who is about to win. And from a mechanical standpoint, perspective, this is the coup d'etat. And on the emotional level, it's very, very interesting. It creates some atmosphere of a table talk because, of course, we have to talk about what we want to do. You would have talked to me earlier. Would you help me? Would you help me? There are a lot of games out there who are using some kind of influence system, but I have not experienced a game where you have to work together with other players. And that's really, really unique. Great. I really like it.
If you wouldn't have helped me, then I probably wouldn't have made it, I think.
No, you
If
couldn't.
you would have stayed neutral, or even worse, if you would have helped the green ones, I don't think why you would want to do that. But anyhow, you could have stayed neutral also. Then I would have been sent to the guillotine.
Okay.
So that's
would it
what's
have
that?
worked? Would it have worked if you talked to me earlier? Okay, would you help me? I said yes, and then you started the coup d'etat, and I said no, I won't help you. Would that work?
Of course.
Wow.
I'm not gonna be happy with you, but it would have worked and I would have ended up on the guillotine.
Wow, this is great.
So
I
and then
I definitely have the people for that game because this is one of the most important things. Not to sit there calculating numbers, moving some pieces around, but really creating
I
tension.
hate calculating numbers. Oh, there's some games where you just have to you have to do bookkeeping. I don't like that. All respect for all games, but that's not my type of game. You have to be pretty easy with what you. Here it's counting some cubes. That's it, and some cards. It has to go. It has to take 5 minutes, and then you can know if you can set a whole bunch of people to the guillotine or not. But the nice thing is, it's still early in the game. The greens the moderates could still catch up. What probably would have happened in the situation where we were in, we joined together. But I know I have to watch out for you now, so it creates a very new atmosphere, of course. Because now I'm afraid of you. Okay, we got rid of the moderates. Now I'm afraid of you because you only need 3 or 4 more influence cubes to send to the conciergerie or to the guillotine, and then you can say, "Oh, I won the game." So playing with you is dangerous, of course.
And you have to address that the mechanism of the coup d'état. I was thinking it was much more complicated, but it definitely isn't. It is so easy. Yeah. In the end, it's very easy. And on the other side, from a historical perspective, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, the historical context is really unique, and it's historically correct. Yeah, if you can say some words about that. But I think the moderates had to suffer these coups d'états in the past, didn't they?
Well, it's like I said, they already it already happened in June 1793, where they were uh, purged from the government.
Mm.
It also happened to Robespierre. It's happened in Prairial, where the sans-culottes were all sent to the guillotine in 1795. Um, it's the way it's used to work during those days. What what is also interesting is the fact you also have the civil wars, which is also in the game. It's also a way to grab control of the government. So, but that's an entire different story, of course. Now we just talked about the coup d'état, and some play testing. There were 2 coup d'états during a game session. Sometimes there were none. The green ones here in this example, they should have kept their eyes open. They should have seen it coming.
Yeah.
So
So, but this was just a single aspect of the game. Personally, I would like to see more before the game is delivered. And from what I see, the prototype or the tabletop simulator version is fully playable, is it?
Yeah,
It is
correct.
playable. So I don't know if that would be an idea and if you would take the time to play a full game of it. But of course, we would need players, more players. So I would say I would have the time. I don't know if you want to do it, but if there is anybody out there, probably we can play with them together.
Sure, I'm all for it. Good idea.
Great.
If somebody's interested, here's the invitation. So let's go for it. I'm not gonna play anything. I'm just gonna keep an eye out to see how everything's going. I'm gonna give some explanations.
Great.
I like to look and see how people react. So that's what I like to see.
Wow.
So I'll give the intro and yeah. I'll hold your hands as you guys are sent to the guillotine. So
So Jason, awesome. This is a very kind invitation. So I will definitely spread the word. If there is anybody out there, please leave us a comment or a message via YouTube, via the comments, or in an update. Yeah, just tell me. I would love to play with you all around there. Jason is introducing us, helping us how it works. And probably we do a full playthrough and we will have some fun together.
Go for it, I would say. Let's start a revolution.
Yeah, with the ultra radicals winning the game.
No, the Jacobins.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay. Then thank you for your time, and I assume we will meet in a few days because I hope we get that playthrough in a few days online.
Sounds good.
So,
take care.
If you liked it, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and we will see each other as soon as possible. Thank you, Jason, for attending. We had a great time together again.
Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.